All right.
Really.
Welcome to the Real Wine Show. Today we're doing something kind of special. It's a little different. This is not our normal long form game show format, nor is it the brief 10 minutes, 10 questions interview. However, we are staying true to our promise to bring you the most interesting people in the wine industry. Which brings me on to our guests today. We have Nuria Garrote y Esteve and Sean Sutton, who are collectively Vino Vi Company, which is a name I think many will recognize, particularly from the back label, as importers of some of the most, I would say, thrilling Spanish wines in the market today, at least here in Michigan, for sure. And they also do something I think that's really special, and that's the reason for the show today, which is a program they do called Catalan Wine Week. It's a series of events that they hold across the state, and indeed in other states as well, highlighting not just Catalonian wine, but also Spanish culture, we can say. And so I think it's something special and deserves a little bit of focus. So Nuria and Sean are here today to talk us through, I guess, what Catalan Wine Week is and how we can get involved with it, because it's upcoming. We have the start, it's an annual event, and it's starting, when is it?
April.
In April. So we will have this episode out for you, so you'll have a little bit of a head start and know where to go find the fun stuff. So Nuria, Sean, welcome.
Hey,
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you for joining us here in the palatial Eagle Eye headquarters conference room, but it sounds good. I mean, is it a lot better space than the normal?
Yeah.
You've been there, Nuria, at the studio where we do it. It's a little more noisy and
Cozy.
echoey. So
Yeah,
this is cozy.
Yeah.
Good.
This is conducive.
Yeah, great. Well, thank you. I'm very glad you're here and willing to spend some time with us. So why don't we start off with you folks telling us about the history of Catalan Wine Week and what compelled you to create it here in the Detroit market, and
Yeah, so
this is what happened.
Yeah, a little background to put it in perspective.
Mm-hmm.
I was born and raised in Catalonia, region of Spain,
Mm-hmm.
and I moved to Detroit 20 years ago for work, for the automotive engineering work that I did. And as a Catalana, we have a tradition, a cultural tradition, every April 23rd, which is the day of Sant Jordi, Sant George Day, and we'll talk more about the legend later.
Okay.
And it's a beautiful day for any Catalan person. So when I moved here, I missed being in Catalonia on April 23rd. So in 2006, Eli decided that we can also celebrate here. So we created in 2006 a Society of Sant Jordi, and we started celebrating.
Eli of Eli Wine Shop, so everyone knows
but
up
it's
in Bergen.
because it's a cultural event. It's all about books and roses. So
Books and roses, the flowers.
Yeah, books and roses. So it's a day where we exchange books and roses between all the people that we love, and it doesn't need to be like sentimental love. It could be just your siblings, your parents, your coworkers, people that you appreciate. You show that appreciation, love, with books and
so nice.
roses. And
Right.
so we started celebrating Sant Jordi's Day as a
Here we give chocolates, that.
Yeah, as a Catalan tradition. At BookBeat back in 2006, put a group of people, and naturally.
Back to 2006 is when you really started the idea.
Yeah,
wow.
yeah, and we did it big. I mean, we rented tents and we were outside, invited a bunch of people, and later in 2012, 2013, we did it as a collaboration with our neighborhood. We live in Ferndale, the public library. We collaborate with them to raise money for the library, and we did it at the library as a public event for everybody, not just our friends and and family. So it all started as wanted to bring here an event that I really missed from being away from home, and that beautiful tradition. It translated into naturally, wine, because I'm a wine importer. So Catalan Wine Week is about bringing that cultural event into our community and highlighting the Catalan producers that we work with.
Okay, yeah, that's fascinating. Is the community, maybe Sean, you can speak to this too, but either one of you, is the fact that we have in Metro Detroit, like several Spanish restaurants, which you don't find them in some places. We don't have any. Well, we have one in Ann Arbor, of course. Now we have Aventura, but for a long time we did not. But in Detroit, there's La Feria, of course, and then the newer
Lenya
spot,
now, yeah.
Lenya.
Vecino, right?
Yeah. Was that something that was
Vecino's not Spanish.
Well, no, but
No.
like,
It's Spanish speak?
yeah, exactly.
Spanish speakers, Hispano Hablantes? That's,
There you go.
it's all game.
Yeah.
But was that a factor in the growth of?
So I think
the Catalan Wine Week?
I think it shows the Detroit restaurant community and wine community is really close knit, and they're more than willing to support each other, especially smaller businesses. So we found that having these relationships that we've developed over years, people were more than willing to join. And yes, the fact that we do have Spanish themed restaurants in the city helps, but I think it's more on a personal level. There's independently owned restaurants that are chef driven and willing to collaborate. Right. So no jealousies, no nothing like I want to be the only one doing Catalan Wine Week. More like, oh, they're doing it too. That's really cool. So I think the community lent itself in support to something that a beloved importer was trying to launch. Right.
Sure. Yeah. Which is, I think, one of the interesting things too, is that it is something that it is very community based. I mean, like you're saying, that the restaurants, they don't compete. They're happy to have.
They're happy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who will be involved with Catalan Wine Week? Which restaurants or venues, if you're doing it in other places, will be involved with Catalan Wine Week this year?
Yeah, so we're kicking it off with 2 weeks in the Carolinas, actually. So,
really?
Like nonstop, an event every night. We have 14 confirmed events in the Carolinas alone.
Wow.
Including
In 2 weeks.
Yeah, in 2 weeks.
Wow.
So
That's an event a day.
event a day, and some 2 a day.
Yeah.
So
We overlap, yeah.
I'm already preparing. So, but Curate in Asheville is one of the highlights that we're really looking forward to because they've been great supporters of ours. The owner is Catalan as well, and so we're really excited.
I've never been down that way. It's a good scene there. The restaurant
fantastic.
scene,
Yeah.
the cultural scene.
It is.
Very
It
cool.
is.
Fantastic.
Very, very cool. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Then we're moving into Chicago and the West Side. So Le Midi in Chicago has already confirmed an event with us that we're really excited about. Grand Rapids, Ritual Wine has confirmed an event with us. Olive's Restaurant too. Then we have Ann Arbor and Detroit the last couple weeks. So we've got Marrow, the Royce, York is doing a bar takeover. Lania wants to do a feature. Barter's doing a glass pour. Vesper is doing a book signing with our dear friend Alba and her book, The Catalan Table. So we've got a lot going on. I mean, Cork on Saginaw and Flint, Echelon in Ann Arbor, as well as Aventura, the Cook's House in Traverse City. So we're expanding. So.
Yeah, that's a fantastic lineup. We'll have to be sure. We'll put in the description for the video, or we'll put some links up when we post to make sure that people know where to go to track the information if they
and
want.
that'll all be on our website. Yeah. So, but and that's we still have a month left before the month even starts. So look for more. More coming.
More coming.
Yeah, more coming for sure.
So, are all of the events are they food and wine events, or how?
The majority will be food and wine events. Yes. So just featuring the producers and if there are restaurants that we like to work, normally there are chef-driven restaurants. So collaborating and talking about those recipes.
Yeah, as I say, you're going to be doing, of course, have them do some traditional
Mm-hmm.
Catalan recipes, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
My favorite part about this, though, is there's so many different aspects to the holiday, right? So there's books, there's roses, there's community and culture, wine and food, obviously, which we're excited about too. But we encourage all of the participants to do different things, right? So it doesn't just have to be wine and food at every single event, right?
Sure.
It can be, last year, Wildscape Floral Co., a friend of mine, Chelsea, she did a floral arrangement class at Aventura with bubbles.
Well, we're putting bubbles,
Yeah, and
Yes,
so for me,
I
that's
remember
great.
that.
Yeah, for me, that was really cool because it highlighted the flower aspect of the holiday in a Spanish setting, right, with Catalan bubbles. And so that to me is like perfect, right? Like we're there, but we're not the focus, and people learn about the culture and a holiday that a lot of people in the U.S. don't know about. So
I also agree with that because my wife is a floral designer, so seeing some.
What's she doing April 23rd?
Yeah, we should talk to her. She may actually. Yeah, she's traveling quite a bit. Actually, I think she may be down in like South Africa at that time. But
well, I think we got a new one now.
We
do now?
Fish. Yeah. The reel her in.
Yeah. It's just great to see a little excitement in her industry
Yes.
too. I mean, she does. It's a good business, but
and just one comment. Like Catalonia has a population of like approximately 6 million people.
Yeah.
On April 23rd,
Centered around Barcelona.
in just one day alone, up to 10 million roses are sold.
Wow.
And the way we give the roses is individually wrapped. It's not like a dozen of roses. So there is a lot of exchange of roses.
Yeah.
And books is, I think last year they sold 2 million books in one day.
Oh, that's
so
great.
the streets are full of stands, like
Yeah.
book stands, flower
Yeah.
stands, authors signing books. And
That's
in,
really nice.
in every single town of the region.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that has, it stayed strong over, I mean, I think, book consumption, of course, is
Super strong.
Kind of-
It's the
it's
most
dropped, but-
exciting day of the year for a Catalan.
really?
Yeah,
Okay.
because you go out, out in the street and you buy books for yourself, you buy books for your loved ones,
Sure,
you
sure.
get the roses, and it's just a beautiful tradition that
I'll have to make
we're
It coincides with spring too,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's warm and sunny and beautiful.
yeah.
And,
So that's what excites us to bring it here to little by little, but bring that community cultural event.
Sure.
And
Very
I think the community has embraced it very very well.
Okay.
I find the American culture, specifically, the Midwest, to be very hospitable and very open to,
Good.
to just take on anything that,
Yeah. That's great. Yeah. It's something I think, especially now, I think it's particularly relevant, because people are looking for that kind of community connection and those, kind of events, I think.
Yeah.
And it's more important more than ever, right? Community.
Yeah.
This is what I mean.
Community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Good. So, of course, you have a very strong market presence, I would say, with particularly your Spanish wines. You're not only Spanish wines, but, I think a lot of people, of course, know the Vino Vi Co brand
Yeah.
as I said, some really fascinating, is riveting. Can I say riveting?
You
You
can say
can
whatever
say,
you
yeah.
want, baby. Yeah.
I gotta tell you, this is an aside.
Keep going.
The Lotha, the
Alvaro
contacto.
Lozano.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That got me.
I'm glad you loved
That
it.
got me the other day.
Got you
Yeah.
going. All
Yeah, I
right.
was like, whoa.
Oh yeah, your post was great. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I really enjoyed it. So I wonder, do you think about Catalan Wine Week as is there a time when you say launch new brands, or are you really just about shoring up
Yeah,
your
it's-
existing brands? Is that
It's just about that cultural
not
celebration.
So much the
It's a
wines,
celebration.
It's really a cultural event.
Yeah, it's a cultural event. It's a
Okay.
celebration, and we want to celebrate it also, not, just with
I'm
books and
sorry, I
roses,
looked
but
at everything
adding
through
the
the-
wine. Yeah.
Through wine tinted glasses.
Yes.
And of course we do too, and it's great to get people excited about the Catalan producers. But for us, it's more like
The
hey,
whole package.
Look at us. It's not just a transaction.
Yeah, it's the whole package,
It's
Yeah.
hey, let's invite you to experience something that means a lot, especially to Nuria and family.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
To
share your
celebrate that,
life,
yeah,
Yeah.
culture.
The wine is a great addition, and it
Sure.
enhances it as wine should.
Yeah.
Sure.
But it's not the highlight. per
It's
se.
a good platform to promote our wines.
Mhm.
So that
Yeah.
that from a business standpoint, that's a plus.
Do you bring wine producers in for the event, or is it?
We have,
Mm-hmm.
and I think in the future year we'll probably concentrate more the producers around that time. Last year we had Blai Ferrer from Priorat
Mm. Yeah.
in town. This year we're gonna have a colleague from Raventosi Blanc, and
Mm-hmm.
hopefully a few years from now we'll have just
Everybody.
yeah,
Right.
everybody,
You're
and
gonna-
do a Catalan tasting around the country.
Yeah,
Go
exactly.
take the road and go
Wow.
Catalan.
Catalan roadshow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nuria, you're going to need a bigger team.
Well,
That's a lot of work.
yeah, I need to sell I guess as many wine bottles as roses were sold in Catalonia.
There we go. That's a goal to push for. That sounds great.
That would be a dream come true, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and thinking about that, I know, I think the Alvaro Lotha wines, Lotha.
No,
Lotha.
Lotha.
You said it
Muy
right.
bien. Yeah,
Lotha,
muy bien.
yeah.
Gracias. That's kind of a newer brand for you.
Yeah.
Are there other new brands that you guys have
Yeah,
coming
we-
out with this year?
Yeah,
Just,
we're actually we're gonna be tasting today for the first time in the state Mas de la Panza, which is a new producer that
Panza,
we have added. Actually,
pancia. We say in
Yeah.
Italian, la pancia.
yeah, it's the name of the state. So Mas, M-A-S in
Yeah.
Catalan means like in the French words, che, like C-H-E-Z, che.
Yeah,
So in
yes,
Catalan,
okay.
Mas,
Oh, okay,
it's the
yeah.
house of, or the state of. So in
yeah.
farming, it's very common because it refers to the name of the state.
Yes.
So Mas de la Panza actually is the name of the state of the the property
Sure.
where Ima
Yeah.
grows her grapes.
Okay.
So
Which
that's
region is that?
That's in Catalonia. She's in Conca de Barberà.
Okay.
Conca, C-O-C-N-A, Barbara, B-A-R-B-E-R-A.
Conca, like riverbank. Yeah.
Yeah, Conca de Barberà. And also she has another parcels in the Penedès area.
Okay.
Yeah, so she makes a Catalunya wine as a type, and then a Conca de Barberà.
Okay.
So that's a new producer that it coincides that we're gonna be tasting today with Shane later.
Okay, great.
And it's new to the market, new to the US. It's new to Vino Vi, and we are the only importer of this producer in the
very
States.
cool.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And
Good.
indigenous Catalan varietals too.
Yeah.
Right. So full circle.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Another thing that always has gotten me too about Catalan Wine Week is the promotional art that you guys have for it. And you have a very particular logo. I think it's a logo, it's fair to say. You have the, what is it? It's a dragon and a knight, like hanging out back to back. What are they doing? What's that logo about?
So the knight is St. George.
Okay, of course, yeah.
Right? And the legend says that St. George killed that
Slayed
dragon.
the dragon.
Yes.
Yeah.
And from the blood of the dragon, roses were,
Okay. Okay,
and,
cool.
and he gave a rose to his princess. So that's the legend of Sant Jordi.
I see.
And that's
okay.
how it all started. And that logo was a design of a local friend, Everett Kaiser, that he did it for us when we collaborated with the Ferndale Library.
Oh, it's really cool.
Back in, more than 10 years ago.
Okay, well, it's still great. I think I love it.
Yeah.
And you see it has the rose.
Mm-hmm.
And
a book too.
Yeah. And so she's chilling and reading a book and then has the rose. And I'm thinking we may want to change that and have the rose and a glass of wine eventually. So
I've just been telling everybody the dragon's drunk. So,
Yeah.
you
So
can
that's why he's
your
chilling.
imagination.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool. Yeah, it really every year it catches my eye. I like the shell motif too. I think that's really neat.
It's fun.
I also wanted to ask you about within Catalan wines. Are there any like particular trends or anything that you think are emerging that really stand out? Catalonia, of course, has its own very distinctive, wine tradition within Spain. But even beyond that, is there anything that the focus on obviously you're Catalan, so
the focus is to bring small producers as a message. Catalonia is rich and diverse. We have several types of climates and soils and altitudes because of the mountains regions that we have. So that richness and diversity through the point of view of our small producers that work the land respectfully, that's what we are featuring when we bring Catalan wines to the table. As a trend, I would say it's the global climate change that is redefining because there is no choice. So more than a trend, it's an imposing circumstances. So last year was actually one of the 10 worst climate conditions in the world, and that happened in Catalonia. So it was the warmest year in history in Penedès, for example, one of the regions. So that global climate change is forcing the producers that work the land to find techniques and to change certain plants sometimes, often going back to more indigenous grape varieties because they acclimate better to the area. Also going higher in altitude. It's we have vineyards from Castelldefels that are up to 4,000 feet in the Pyrenees Mountains, right?
He planted them 30 years ago, looking at global climate patterns.
Yeah.
And that was one of the major impetuses for him to plant so high up. Yeah,
really kind of ahead of the game, huh?
Yeah. He's a genius.
20 years,
Did he invent the internet as well?
20 years ago.
I would not be surprised.
Yeah, 20 years ago he was treated as that crazy guy when he planted his Castelldefels vines early in the 2000s.
He's probably doing
and
quite well. The wines are delicious. Of course.
Yeah, but it comes with challenges. So it's not the solution, right?
No.
It's helping
you have to be dynamic.
Not have the heat, but then you have the challenges of that altitude, and then when the storm comes, it's heavier and shorter, and so hail is a problem, as many other things. So
what are the just for our listeners, and what are the kind of the main like varieties, grape varieties that people find in Catalan? I know there's
Well,
so many.
that's it, and it goes back to the previous topic, but I do think the producers are doubling down on the native varieties, and so I was going to say trend wise, you see Xarel·lo. We have 6 single varietal Xarel·los in our portfolio, and when I started,
Sean loves that.
When I started with Nuria, I doubted her one time internally, and I was like, how can we have 6 single varietal Xarel·los, and they're all different.
Yeah.
And so they're kind of a winemaker's grape, kind of like Chardonnay.
Yeah. And Xarel·lo, for those listening, is an indigenous grape variety that grows in the Mediterranean. It's
a white grape variety.
White grape variety, traditionally being used as a blend for table wine, but also what people know most is for cava.
Yeah,
so you have the cava trio, the classic trio of grape varieties, Xarel·lo, Macabeo, and Parellada. And now we have, not only Xarel·los, but we have a single variety, Parellada, which we can taste in a minute, and a single variety, Macabeo. Yeah. And
cool, thank you.
But yeah, the producers are, I wouldn't say doubling down just because they've always worked with these grape varieties, but they're uniquely acclimated to this region. And so it's really cool to support these small farmers who are staying true to the region with the grape varieties instead of planting international.
Yeah, I would say they take more pride now than before.
Okay.
But it's all about circumstances, right? Our generation has it much easier than our parents' or grandparents' generation.
Right.
Not in terms of climate, but in terms of
the potential for the
potential,
wine.
yes.
Yeah, development.
So it's easier. It's easier
there?
today to work indigenous grape varieties, in my opinion.
So this we're tasting then is the Mas de la Panza, the brand new stuff you're saying, and this is the Parellada 2019.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that. That's good.
There is a slight skin contact for 5 days.
Okay, yeah, it's got very nice. The color is good. It's very nice. Medium gold color here.
Yeah, and I discovered INMA last year, so that's one of my good.
Oh, yeah.
Where did you run into INMA?
In Barcelona. Yeah, I was attending a presentation, and there was one wine picked by every of the panelists. And a professor from the university showed actually the Trepat, which we're going to be tasting shortly. That's the red wine. And I always take notes. I do a lot of research by reading and attending.
And the aromatic profile here. Oops, I'll move these out of the way. Is very savory.
Yeah.
And on the palate, you get so much mineral. Like, this is really delicious.
Quite salty too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the type of wine that I like to drink.
Yeah, this is.
So when I come across, a vigneron, right, as a small producer from where I'm from, and in her case, Inma, she's in her mid-30s, so young. Dynamic, with a good vision, and a wine that I like to taste that speak to my values, then I don't question myself twice.
Okay.
I just, go and introduce myself, talk to her, taste the wines, and now here they are.
Does that also work for you outside of Spain? I mean, can you apply those same kind of standards when you're finding wines in, say, France? Where all the wines?
Languedoc-Roussillon and the Beaujolais. So the Languedoc-Roussillon is what I call La Catalunya North. Right, in some areas they also speak Catalan. Yeah. And then the Cru Beaujolais from Marie-Elodie Segura is because I did my last year of college in Lyon in 1998. Okay. So just soft spot for those areas in France.
Yeah. Well, I mean, your range of wines I've always been quite impressed with. So.
What do you think?
Yeah, that's delicious.
I love it. It reminds me.
We tasted it together in Barcelona
there,
last year, and now it's the first time actually.
What was the Palacio Real, right?
Yeah, that was for Las Mujeres del Vino.
Las Donas del Vino. Yeah. So we went to.
I don't know what that is. Donas del Vino.
It's women in wine in Catalan. So Mujeres del Vino in Spanish, and then Donas del Vino in Catalan. So. But yeah, it was a beautiful. Was it a palace.
Yeah.
It used
A
to
royal
be.
palace.
It's
Yeah.
things you don't get to say a lot in America.
Right,
But
yeah.
yeah, it was a palace, but they featured women winemakers, and so we went, and it was a lovely experience.
It's an annual event. They
Yeah.
put, some of the women.
And I have
winemakers.
photos. Remember, there were lots of paintings, and there were a lot of paintings of St. George.
Yes,
Remember, there were
yes,
various
yeah.
paintings.
Oh,
Like
really?
I was like, that's a dragon.
And I was like, yeah, because that's,
yeah.
I mean, that's part of who we are, right?
Yeah.
It's,
For sure.
But like a lot. Remember, there were like
Yeah.
10 paintings
Yeah.
that had a dragon, that had a knight, and I was like, oh, I recognize that.
And then we came out
Right.
of that tasting and actually going into, but there was because of drought and
Oh,
how
the
difficult
protests.
farming is, the
Yeah.
protests
Oh,
from
right.
farmers
Yeah, yeah.
all over the region, and they were marching and stopping the big roads to
Yeah.
close
Yes,
traffic.
I remember seeing it in the
Yes,
news. For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Didn't
So-
we get stuck with your mom? Yeah, we
Yeah,
were
we
stuck
did.
in a
Going
car.
to Rioja.
Yeah, going to Rioja. We
Yeah.
were like stuck at a roundabout for
Yes.
an hour,
Yeah.
maybe. Yeah.
They,
I wish.
I support it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah. I wish I had gotten stuck last time I was there because I came back home. I was driving from Barcelona going over to where was I headed? Or no, I was up in Priorat. No,
Oh,
I was in
Priorat.
Priorat
yeah.
actually. And so I was banging down across Barcelona trying to get to the airport.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just speeding, and I got back, and I had 3 speeding tickets they sent me in the mail.
Oh, yeah, the cameras. Yeah, they'll get you. Yeah.
So I'm sorry we didn't get to talk before you went, because that's one of the very first advices that I tell people.
Yeah, you're
when
right.
people
Don't speed.
I say,
cameras
because
will get you.
here we used to police stopping you, so you get a
Yes.
ticket. There you get just a picture, right,
Yeah,
of
yeah,
the
yeah.
cameras.
Yeah.
So you can get 3 tickets
Yeah.
on the same day,
Yeah,
the
it
same
was-
road,
Yeah.
just because. Yeah.
Yeah, it was something like 300,
they were
300
all-
euros or something.
I went to Castelldefels by myself, and
Uh-huh.
and she and her mom were like, don't speed. Like, don't speed. I was like, what do you think of me? But anyway.
And
they're
also,
like, they'll get ya.
I'm from Detroit, right? I mean, we drive.
We drive fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Europe has gotten quite slow
You don't
now.
stop on red traffic lights.
I'm not that bad. I'm not a threat.
Detroiters don't.
Yeah, okay, so I'm
might-
not Detroit proper.
Yeah, it
but
might be for
Michigan.
safety reasons. but-
Yeah.
Yeah. So you just poured some of the red from Mas de la Panza. This is
Yeah.
also
That's 100% Trapat.
Trapat, yeah.
Yes, Trapat, yeah. And she worked with old vines of her grandfather.
Okay.
And it's the first Trapat that we have in our portfolio, so it's very exciting for us. Yeah.
Trapat is authorized as a Cava grape too, I believe.
Yes, it
isn't
is.
Yeah.
That's how I know
So
it,
rosé
from Cava
Cava.
Rosé.
Yeah,
So,
but
Yeah.
I think single variety still Trapats are few and far between, and it's really cool to be able to have one in our portfolio.
It's so delicate and it's
Yeah.
beautiful. Yeah.
there's
Very
also
expressive.
the red, a lot of the crunchy red berry, and then also like a sanguine or a bloody element, a little bit of iron on the
Yeah.
nose.
Bloody like,
Chad, what
like
would
the
you-
dragon, yeah.
What would you liken this to outside of Catalonia? Like, what would you?
The first thing, just from the nose, it kind of pushes me towards like the trousseau and Jura.
yeah, okay.
is what it reminds me of, or maybe something up in the, in Savoie.
Yeah.
You
We actually have trousseau in our portfolio. Is it Merenthal, right? I believe. Which grape is it? One of the Galician grapes has
Yeah.
another name. It's either
The Brancellao.
Francellao or
yeah.
Merenthal,
Yeah.
but they plant it in Galicia, and
Okay.
so you see it up there. It's delicate, crunchy.
But, yes,
But
But-
now you're changing
there's
your
also,
mind.
well, it's more than that, right? It doesn't stay high toned and crunchy. It picks up some bass and
Yeah, it deepens.
yeah. And it takes on a little bit of, I feel like a little bit of ripeness in there too. You can feel the Mediterranean sun, I guess, is what.
Am I wrong with Nebbiolo? I don't know. I'm kind of ignorant with that, so that's where my head's going. But I also don't drink a ton of Italian wines. I stick to what we import mostly.
That's probably not bad, particularly in terms of the flavor profile. I don't think it has kind of the tannic structure of Nebbiolo.
Yeah,
But
It's way more generous,
yeah.
but still.
Probably not bad. They're gonna put that on my tombstone. It's Sean Sutton. Probably not bad.
That's how you know what I mean. But it still has that, that mouth-watering and refreshing acidity in the finish. It's just oof.
What I love,
It's going. That's really
especially
cool.
in Spain, they like to drink these with seafood reds. Like crunchier reds like this. I love that.
Sure.
That trend. This with conservas, I think, would be really interesting.
Sure.
So yeah, I love versatility, and I think all the wines that
Yeah.
you bring over can go with anything.
Yeah,
honestly.
good acid, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Lighter profile, but as you said, profound, right, in the palate.
Yeah.
So, but truly, I mean, a fideuà will be fantastic, which is kind of like a paella style, but with angel hair pasta rather than rice. Which
Okay.
is
crudo
very
a thing
typical.
or raw sea? Oh, how do you say? I don't know.
Yeah.
Raw seafoods.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because this feels like one of those wines that would do, like, depending how you cut the
See how
fish.
serious she just got?
Yeah.
I know. That's why I thought, did I say something wrong? Like,
No.
that's your jam.
That was an endorsement.
Yeah, that's her jam. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's very, very savory. You know, the fruit is there, but there's this, like you said, profound sense of savoriness in there that I think is really cool.
Wasn't there the restaurant we went to with your friends the first time we went and we had the bottle of Principia Matematica Xarel·lo? Wasn't there a snapper crudo? I
Yes,
think, yeah.
yes.
And I remember that like
Yeah.
very distinctly. But then it was old vine, single vineyard, barrel fermented and stainless steel Xarel·lo. And it was Xarel·lo, yeah, and it was
With an X.
Yeah, exactly, Xarello. But I distinctly remember that. That was like an aha wine moment for me in Barcelona.
Yeah.
Sure.
Drinking Xarel·lo, right, with a
great.
snapper crudo, and that was
And that wine actually does very well with sushi.
yes,
Yes.
yeah,
The
Principia
Principia
Matematica.
Matematica,
Yeah.
yeah,
Principia.
incredible, yeah.
Yeah.
How would you? Is it Principia in Catalan?
Principia.
Yeah. Oh, they.
Principia, yeah.
In
the lisp-
Catalan? Okay.
Yeah.
I guess it's not a Catalan.
The
word,
lisp
so
is
yeah.
Spanish.
Yeah.
They don't lisp in Catalan. So when you say Barcelona, you're saying it in Spanish, not Catalan.
Okay.
In
So that's
Catalan
a
we
good
say
little-
Barcelona.
Barcelona, yeah. That's a good little party trick.
Yeah.
If you want to embarrass somebody, you know.
And it fits better with
Barcelona.
and it fits better with my son too. He's a Barca fan.
Barca.
So.
Barça. Yeah,
Yeah.
not Barça.
Yeah.
Barça.
Yeah, Barça, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, Visca el Barça.
What do you folks see? Where do you see the Catalan Wine Week going in the future? What kind of things would you like to, or how would you like to grow it, or what would you like to add other dimensions to Catalan Wine Week? What's the dream?
We'll talk about
You can
dream.
dream.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's
dream. Let's start with dreaming.
Yeah.
I dream of few decades from now, Sant Jordi Catalan Week to be like St. Patrick's Day is for the U.S. So that's my dream.
That's
That's
a real serious dream. Yeah, wow.
But it's the same concept, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. But
yeah. So we dream.
okay,
reality.
right, fair. That's,
She's going to start
it's a
importing
dream.
beer too. For
Yeah.
us, right?
No, I'm not. But
Red beer,
Red beer.
but
rose tinted
just-
beer.
really growing with our partners, distributors, restaurants, and stores, independently owned, and just make it bigger and bigger. So we started in Detroit, Metro Detroit. Now we are in northern Michigan, on the west side of Michigan. We are in Chicago, in the Carolinas. So just developing those relationships and those partnerships that we have, and just make it really, if we can have just a glass pour for a week in April in every single restaurant that we work with, that would be a big achievement for us.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
Can I share one of my dreams for
Yes, please.
Catalan Wine
I
Week
want to
too?
hear your dreams.
Yeah, thank you. So I ran into, just quite accidentally, I was in Sydney. We were just walking around in Sydney, went to this breakfast spot, and we're walking down the street, and I went by, is this a real nondescript wall? But there was like a little poster on it by this little unmarked door, and it said something like, what did it say? It said like a Catalan Castle Club.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and the festival was like that day. And
When
so-
were you in Sydney?
Was it April?
Yeah, was it in April?
I suppose it may have been. I don't remember because this was a few years ago, several years ago, I guess now. And we went back, and they were doing the, what do you call it, castling or casteller?
Oh, yeah, where
Castellers.
they climb each other,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, the human tower thing.
Yeah, the
right,
human
yeah.
tower. Yeah.
And they were cooking up a bunch of paella, and it was just a blast. We were wine. It was a great afternoon and into evening. And
Did you get on the tower?
I'm quite big. Is it could it show on the screen? Yeah. So
Well, the camera had 10 pounds. 10 pounds. Right?
but I did get involved. Yes, they put me in at the base, so I was standing in there, bracing.
You would be a good base. Yeah, you're a solid guy. Yeah.
And so they did, I don't remember. I think it was maybe like 3, and
So
can you bring Because this is a Catalan tradition, right?
It is, absolutely.
How do you say it?
Castellers.
Castellers.
Castellers. And Castellers are human towers. And
Yes.
they have actually come to New York for events. So yes, thank you for dreaming, because
That'd be so cool.
we will try. We will
writing
try
it
to
down.
bring
Yeah.
we will try to bring
Human
Castellers.
tower.
Yeah,
to,
I know a
to
fellow
Detroit.
here too, locally. He's in Ann Arbor, who is part of he is in the club in, I think, where is it? Villafranca. He's in the
Yeah.
Villafranca club when he's in Spain. So they've done some
Yeah,
pretty cool.
Villafranca del Penedès. Yeah,
Yeah,
they,
yeah,
they
yeah.
have, yeah. So each town has their own, group of castellers, and they wear different colors, and there are competitions.
Do you get paid?
And
I might
it's all-
change careers.
I don't think so.
Professional climber.
No,
it's
I
more
don't
for
think
the
so.
culture.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
got to be terrifying. And they send the little kids up, what they call them, the pina or something? They send the little kid up to the
Yeah,
Oh,
for-
at the top.
Yes.
Have you seen it, Sean? No?
I've seen it,
Oh.
but I've never participated. No.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
And Anshaneta. Lanshaneta is the youngest kid that
Oh.
goes to the top.
Okay.
So when they reach the top, then normally lifts his or her hand to say we
Yes.
reached the top.
This is a good
and then
idea.
and then
The liability
Not only-
aspect is
Yeah.
out
not
the-
only you
off
have
the
to
charts.
build the tower, you have to unbuild the tower.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's both
Without
going
collapsing.
up. And then you can go on YouTube and look, but there are some festivals in Tarragona, for example, where the Castellers, once they build the tower, they go up the stairs of the cathedral.
As a tower?
Yeah, as a tower.
Oh,
yes.
wow.
Yes.
terrifying.
Transferring the whole thing.
Correct.
Oh
Correct.
my
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
insane.
we can take a look at that.
Yeah,
later.
that's something
Yeah,
to
but the
watch.
Castellers actually. Thank you for the motivation.
That's a good-
to do it.
yeah.
It's just a fascinating
And
This
that
is a
would be
think
cultural
tank.
aspect,
It's a think tank. Yeah.
Yeah, and that would be kind of cool, because that would require probably some collaboration with the government, which they already are
They'd
very
be so
open.
open to that.
Yeah. So
I think we should do it out of wine bottles first, right?
Mm-hmm.
Our magnums of Idolina Cava on the bottom,
Ona Priorat,
and
yeah.
Priorat, and then we'll
There you go.
Yeah.
Can I say my dreams? You guys got to
Yeah,
say
yeah,
your
of course.
dreams.
Yeah,
I would love to have people across the country know Detroit as a source of Catalan wine, especially for Sant Jordi, and be like,
Oh, yeah.
even though we're in the Carolinas and Chicago and other states, but I want people to be like, oh yeah, really good Catalan wine comes into the States through Vino Vi in Detroit, and to have some sort of party or festival that people travel to the city.
Yeah, destination event. Yeah.
That's
That would
part
be
of,
cool.
and that would be part of the bigger picture.
Mhm.
But that's my dream. As people
Wow.
say, are you going to Detroit for Sant Jordi?
yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
right?
like
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
like Chicago for
Yes,
Swap
yes,
or whatever.
yes,
like,
yes,
are
yes.
you going to Detroit for Sant Jordi or
Yeah, for Catalan
Catalan
Week,
Wine
yeah.
Week? Yeah,
Yeah.
because they have some really bomb ass wines that you can't really find
Yeah.
elsewhere, right? So that's my dream.
That's huge. That's great. That's beautiful.
So
and it's wonderful.
We'll make your dreams possible.
Yeah. I was
And
going to
we'll leave the dreamer to dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it gives us
Your
a
sueños,
lot to
sueños
look.
son.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot to look forward to
Yeah.
for
You know,
folks here.
you know how you say dream in Catalan?
No,
Somni.
Somni.
Somni. Somni.
Okay.
So.
Which we say in English, like somnambulant, right? Like isn't
Yeah,
that-
it's the same root word,
Yeah,
yeah.
same root word. Yeah,
Mhm.
Latin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. So where will people again? I think you mentioned earlier the website. You have
Yes.
you have the events listed. So people
At the
can-
at time of posting this,
Mhm.
there will be on our website. You go to vinovico.com and go to the events tab. We usually have changed the events tab to just say Catalan Wine Week.
Okay.
So people
As we
can
get closer to
go
that,
right
yeah.
there and know, and it'll have a description of what it is, and then links to everybody that's participating
Okay.
and how to get involved.
Cool.
So,
VinoV.com.
Vino Vi Co.
Oh, VinoVico.com.
Yeah.
I'm
Yep,
sorry. I
Vino
know
Vi
that.
Co. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you'll go there and all about it, right? So,
Yeah.
And links in our socials too will be there as well.
Well, that's fantastic. Yeah, we're looking forward to it. It's coming
Yes.
up shortly here.
Thank
We're just starting March, I guess.
Yeah. Yep. So we have
So-
a couple weeks left.
Yeah.
So look for more events and
And then we'll start April 1st too. So the whole month of April will be a celebration.
Yeah, great. Well, I am looking forward to participating in some
Yeah.
of it,
yeah,
and
you will.
I'll
Yes.
come down and find some,
Well, salud.
do some new
No,
stuff.
Vino
we say.
Visca. Vino
Yeah.
Visca.
Vino Visca,
Yeah.
yeah.
Vino
Meno
Visca.
Visca?
Yeah.
Vino Visca.
Visca.
Vino Visca.
You know when I said Visca Barça earlier?
Yeah.
Visca,
Oh,
Visca.
yeah,
So now
yeah.
we have Vino Visca as
Vino
a way to
Visca.
toast for Vino Vi.
Yeah, Vino
Visca.
Visca. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Vino Visca. Hashtag Vino Visca.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna use it. We'll
Yes.
use it. Well, that's great. Nuria, Sean, thank you for coming out for the show. We appreciate it. And as I say, we'll look forward to seeing everyone and seeing you folks down at some really cool events around Detroit, and for people who are in other states and
Yeah.
listening. You'll be in, you said Carolina,
North and South Carolina.
North
yeah.
and South both will be some
Chicago,
events.
Chicago.
and then all
And
over
then
Michigan.
Michigan.
Yeah.
Great. So lots to do.
Yes.
Yep.
Good.
I'm already resting. So
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, and
Thank you.
we'll look forward to talking to you soon.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Ciao, ciao.